Spring is here, and with it comes a long to-do list in the garden. It can feel really overwhelming, but I've put together a simple checklist to keep you organized so you can get things done without losing the joy of gardening. Hi everyone, I'm Tanya, gardening in Zone 5B/6 here in northeastern Illinois, and today I'll walk you through the essential spring tasks from pruning and fertilizing to seed starting and prepping beds. Let's get your garden ready for a beautiful season. Number 1, prune and assess. All right, first up, pruning. If you haven't done this yet, now is the time. Really, anytime between January and April, the key point being it should be before your plant breaks dormancy. Grab your pruners, take a walk around your garden, check on your roses, perennials, fruit trees. Really look for the 3 Ds: dead, diseased, and damaged. Look for dead or damaged branches, snip them off to make room for healthy new growth. If you've got fruit trees, focus on shaping them so they get good airflow. This really prevents disease. In terms of yearly cutback, prune your ornamental grasses and perennials to encourage new growth. This is one of those really satisfying tasks because as soon as you're done, everything looks fresher and ready to go. Number 2, fertilize. Once you've got things pruned, it's time to give your plants a little boost. Perennials like hydrangeas, roses, they love a good feeding early in the season. I like to use an organic fertilizer that is slow release, but because it feeds them slowly over time, kind of like a steady meal instead of a sugar rush is how I think of it. Just sprinkle it around the drip line of the plant, work it into the soil a little bit and water it in, or better yet, do it just before it's going to rain. Super easy, and your plants will thank you for it with gorgeous growth later on. Number 3, divide and transplant. This is one of those spring gardening tasks that is the most satisfying to me because it's basically like going shopping for free in my own backyard. If your perennials are looking a little crowded, it might be time to divide them. This is especially true for plants like hostas, daylilies, irises. Just dig up the clump, split it into 2 smaller sections or multiple sections, and replant them somewhere with good soil. Ornamental grasses are one of my favorites to divide because they grow so quickly during the growing season. So I can divide a larger grass, for example, into 4 smaller grasses and then have 4 full lush grasses by the end of the season. Such a satisfying feeling. In terms of transplanting, if you've got a plant that's just not happy where it is, now is a great time to move it. Trust me, getting this done early before the plant breaks dormancy means way less stress for the plant and for you. Number 4, spray your fruit trees. Now, if you've got fruit trees, don't skip this step. Before those buds start opening, spray them with a dormant oil or copper fungicide. I do this twice a year, once in November after the leaves have fallen, and again in late winter, early spring. Really, before the tree breaks dormancy is key. This helps keep pests and fungal diseases like black spot from taking over. Just make sure you do this on a dry, calm day so it really sticks to the branches. It's one of those simple things that can make a big difference later in the season when you're actually harvesting the fruit. Number 5, prep for irrigation. If you're planning on creating a new drip irrigation system by trenching to a new location, do it now while the soil is soft. Moisture is high and the temperatures are cooler. Digging trenches is hard work, and dry soil is the worst, and it also stresses grass, which during warmer temps leaves a very clear burnt line in the grass where the trench has been dug. Number 6, along those same lines, is checking your watering systems. Watering is about to become a big deal again, so take a few minutes to check your hoses, check your drip lines and sprinklers. If you have an existing irrigation system, now is the time to check it. Make sure your timers are working, ensure your spigot is working, make sure there are no leaks or clogs. Turn everything on and look for leaks or places where the water isn't reaching. If you need to replace anything, better to do it now before you're in the middle of a heat wave and scrambling to keep your plants alive. Trust me, your future self will be happy you did this early. And number 7, create and refresh your garden beds. This is one of my favorite parts of spring prep, getting the garden bed ready. Start by loosening up the soil, especially if it's compacted from winter. We struggle with this a lot in our area here. I do this each year with an electric rototiller that really helps break up the compacted soil well. I also use the time to incorporate fallen leaves and other natural debris into the soil, and then I top it off with mushroom compost for added nutrients. If you're growing veggies, top off raised beds with compost or fresh soil. And if you're planting flowers, now's a great time to map out where everything will grow. This is the perfect chance to dream a little bit about what your garden will look like this year. Number 8, start seeds. All right, let's talk seeds. If you're starting them indoors, make sure you know your frost date and count backwards. Some seeds need 12 weeks, so those are started in January. Others need 6, so check those packets and make a list of the seeds you want to start and when. Use a good seed starting mix. I use Cocoa Core Pith, and keep the soil moist, not soggy. If you've got grow lights, even better. And if you're winter sowing, get those milk jugs outside as soon as possible. This is always such a fun part of the season. Seeing those little green sprouts pop up never gets old. Number 9, plan your annual containers. If you love container gardening, this is a great time to start planning. Think about what flowers you want, what color scheme you want. Mixing heights, colors, and textures makes a huge difference. Also, group plants with similar watering needs so they thrive together. And don't forget the foliage. Things like coleus or sweet potato vine add so much interest. If you sketch out your containers now, you won't be standing in the garden center later feeling totally overwhelmed like I have many a time. You can even pre-order your annuals to have them delivered to your home, which makes the whole process really easy. Number 10, get your frost cloth ready. Spring is amazing, but let's be real. The weather can be a bit all over the place. One day it's 70 degrees, the next there's frost in the morning. Be prepared. Keep some frost cloth or old sheets on hand for those surprise cold snaps. I'm thinking specifically of fruit trees that may have blossoms ready to open or open already that will need to be covered with frost cloth to avoid them being killed and therefore killing your future harvest. Just drape them over delicate plants at night, remove them in the morning. It's such a simple thing, but it can really save you from losing all those early plantings to a random freeze. All right, that's the full checklist. I know it sounds like a lot, but trust me, if you chip away at it a little at a time, spring prep becomes way more manageable and enjoyable. Let me know in the comments what you're working on in your garden right now. I'd love to hear about it. And if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that little bell so you don't miss any new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy gardening.